We are following some breaking news from Beacon Hill. The Massachusetts Senate has approved the gun safety bill with a vote of 35-5. Now, earlier today, the House passed the same bill, and Governor Maura Healey has indicated that she plans to sign it.
Massachusetts is the front runner in the gun safety exploitation Olympics. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. If you like channel, like content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. Once again, PSA, if your comment disappears from my channel, I'm not doing it. There seems to be a growing problem across many platforms among specific content creators where their comments are being removed or their notifications aren't going out or their subscribers keep dropping. So if your comment disappears, I'm not doing it. Let's talk about this. On Thursday, Massachusetts becomes the front runner, the number one, the gold medalist in the exploitation Olympics as they pass a House bill 4885, which the governor signed into law yesterday. Now, this thing's a monster, okay? This thing's absolutely a monster. And they did it, and they admit this. They did this in response to the Bruin ruling from the Supreme Court. And they make no qualms about saying, that's why we're doing this. So once again, in the name of gun safety, they've created a law that only law-abiding will follow, because criminals are not going to register a damn thing. We know this already. So once again, this is another idiotic play to cover up for a larger agenda. And I got a lot to say about it. But I'm going to give you some details. I'm going to come into here. Okay. Live fire training requirement, assault style weapon ban signed into law in Bay State. The Bay State's already strict gun laws were made all the more stringent on Thursday when the governor signed sweeping new gun regulations into law, creating live fire requirements for new license holders and banning most assault style firearms. Now, the live fire requirement is going to fly in the face of Bruin right off the jump, but a statewide registration system was also added among a broad range of other provisions. Double registration. Unbelievable. Jim Wallace, the executive director of the Gun Owners Action League, told the Herald that Gold will challenge the law in court because we have more than enough precedent to overturn this thing. Only problem is it's going to take years. Maybe they'll file an injunction to put a halt on it, but look at where they are. I think the Second Circuit covers that area. The Second Circuit is not going to approve an injunction. According to Governor Maura Healey, an act modernizing firearm law is meant to respond to the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, which overturned state law, making it more difficult to obtain a firearm license. It should not be difficult to obtain a firearm license. If you are a law-abiding citizen, you should not have to do a song and dance for the state to exercise that right. And as a reaction to the growing prevalence of so-called ghost guns, quote, Massachusetts is proud of our strong gun laws, but there is always more work to be done to keep our communities safe from violence. This legislation updates our firearms laws in response to the Supreme Court's misguided Bruin decision. It cracks down on ghost guns and 3D printed weapons, which I have long advocated for, enhances our ability to prevent guns from falling into dangerous hands, and invests in our communities to address the root cause of violence. This law will save lives, Healey said in a statement. The root cause of violence are criminals. If you don't lock up your criminals, you're not solving violence. You're not solving it by making a law that only the law-abiding will follow. This is just common sense 101. But see, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. This is what you get when you put a woman in charge. I just pissed off the feminists. Hey, keep your knickers on. You get leadership that is led on emotion and exploitation and not common sense. That's why you get crap like this. Don't worry, we got plenty of simp governors all across this country who fall right in line with this. The law, which passed with the support of Massachusetts Chiefs of Police Association, was met with widespread praise from gun safety groups. Now, did the Massachusetts Chief of Police Association, are they going to follow this law? Nope. They got their little exemptions carved out. That's why they don't give a damn. Screw the fact that they raised their hand and say, hey, defend the Constitution, right? Yeah. Quote, for years, we've been on the front lines advocating for our lawmakers to enact this gun safety bill into law, and we couldn't be more excited to finally see our hard work pay off as the governor signs this critical legislation into law. Moms Demand Action Massachusetts volunteer Maxine Slattery said. Now, I've done a little short video on this whole situation of how the gun control scheme works. These people at the bottom of these gun control groups, they're useful idiots, nothing more. Okay? Some of them know that laws like this are not going to prevent any kind of violence, including gun violence. They know this, but they go along with it because there's a big agenda going on in the background that I wish more of us would see. But I'm not going to read any more of these anti-gun groups quotes because they're stupid, devoid of critical thinking, no logic, and not fact-based. Okay, I'm going to come down to here. Wallace, if you remember the person from Gaul, has described the law as a tantrum by lawmakers in response to the Supreme Court decision in Bruin, which ended the state's long-standing practice of leaving a person's eligibility for a license to carry a firearm to the discretion of their local police chief and whatever hurdles they might imagine necessary. According to Gould's review of the law, it expands the state's two-feature test for determining what qualifies as an assault weapon firearm to effectively ban every firearm that is semi-automatic centerfire utilizing a detachable magazine and would prohibit the purchase, sale, transfer, or import of AR-15s or other similar style weapons after August 1st, a direct violation of Bruin, and it also flies in the face of Heller 1 and Heller 2. But, they don't care. It will require gun owners to register all of their firearms with the state, including partially assembled weapons made before October 22, 1968, to report ammunition purchases at the point of sale and ban automatic weapon conversion tools like bump stocks and auto sears. Now, New York did the ammunition purchase thing where you had to, basically, there's a little bit more advanced. You have to actually call in to get approval. This is heading down the same road. The new law will raise the age to buy a shotgun or rifle in the Bay State to 21, violation of Bruin, prohibit the carrying of firearms in polling places, government buildings, or schools, and broaden the list of people who can file for an extreme risk protection order to include school administrators and healthcare providers. Red flag laws. That's what we're talking about here. Extreme risk protection order is just a nice way, or ERPO, is just a nice way of saying red flag laws. Your Fourth Amendment rights are being violated. Somebody could go make a complaint against you, whether it's based on any fact or not, and you have no say until after the fact. No, I don't agree with that. The law bans the possession of unserialized weapons, otherwise known as ghost guns, which can be made using a 3D printer or assembled from a kit, because once again, criminals are really going to follow this. Under the new law, new firearm license applicants would now be required to participate in state-mandated safety training, which will include live fire exercises and disengagement training, whatever the hell that means. Somebody sticks a gun in your face, what disengagement training is going to do for you? Just picture this. You're out and about doing your thing. Some guy comes up, sticks a gun in your face. Give me your wallet. What disengagement training are you going to get to help you de-escalate that situation? Other than you exercising your Second Amendment rights and delivering some lead to a scumbag. But current license holders will be grandfathered into the new law and will not have complete fire training. Okay, I'm going to come down to here. This is interesting. According to the Harvard Law Review, in the wake of Bruin, the state's decision to include a live fire requirement may have gone too far. The whole damn thing goes too far. Okay? Jurisdictions that require applicants for handguns carry license to complete a shooting qualification test need to furnish affirmative proof that conditioning the armed self-defense right on a scored live fire exercise comports with the historical tradition of firing regulation. No such tradition exists, the Legal Review Journal wrote. Well, we know this a lot. All of this flies in the face of established precedent. But I want to quickly come over here. This is from the governor's page, okay? The press release they put out concerning this issue. I want to point out a couple of things. Governor Healey signs gun safety legislation cracking down on ghost guns, strengthening violence prevention. I want to come to here because this, once again, here's your gaslighting tribe. Quote, this is from Michael S. Day, Democrat, no surprise there, House Chair of the Joint Committee on the Judiciary. Quote, today, as we consistently do in the area of firearm safety, We take the lead in making the Commonwealth a safer place to live by giving law enforcement the tools they need to go after ghost guns, keeping battlefield weapons out of our neighborhoods. The AR-15 is not a battlefield weapon. It's never been used in war. And keep our schools, homes, town halls, and polling locations safe. Tripe. God, these people just copy and paste everything, yet he has no facts to back up anything he's saying here, because when this thing is now passed, crime continues and the violence will continue. These people are so full of crap. But I want to get this point here. This is Karen Spilka, Democrat. No surprise. Listen to what she says here. Massachusetts leads on responsible gun safety, and today with the governor's signature, we cement that leadership even further. The strength of the legislature's bill comes from the collaboration with stakeholders on every side of this topic. Now I want to bring you down to the people who commented. This is on the governor's page. Look, let's look at the people, the every aspect that this person just mentioned. Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell, anti-gun. Chief Michael J. Bradley, anti-public having a gun. Ruth Sakarin, CEO, and Massachusetts Coalition to Prevent Gun Violence. Juanita Batchelor, a survivor of gun violence, a volunteer with the Massachusetts chapter of Moms Demand Action, and the executive director of the Darrell Lee Jenkins Jr. Resource Center. Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. Chris Brown, President, Brady. John Rosenthal, founder, Stop Handgun Violence. Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan. Essex District Attorney Paul Tucker. This is the broad coalition of people they brought together to put this together, to pass this law. This is every that Spilka mentions in her statement on all sides of this. This is all sides right here. A bunch of anti-gun conglomerates, nothing more. This is everyone. This is what they want you to believe, that everybody was involved in this process. Bunch of tripe. And it wasn't bad enough. You got this monster coming up the pipe there in Massachusetts. It's Bill H2361. And this is disturbing. What this bill is going to do is that any firearm that works on a semi-automatic mechanism is banned. I'm going to read this part here. Subsection B of Section 61 of Chapter 90 of the General Laws as appearing in the 2018 official edition is hereby amended by striking out the words assault weapon and inserting in place thereof the following words: any rifle or shotgun containing a semi-automatic mechanism. Okay? I'll come down to here. This is said section 121 of chapter 140 as so appearing is hereby amended by striking out the definition of large capacity weapon and inserting in its place thereof the following definition. Large capacity weapon, any firearm, rifle, or shotgun that is automatic with a fixed large capacity feeding device, that is semi-automatic and capable of accepting or readily modifiable to accept any detachable large capacity feeding device that employs a rotating cylinder capable of accepting more than 10 rounds of ammunition in a rifle or firearm and more than 5 shotgun shells in the case of a shotgun or firearm, or any rifle or shotgun containing a semi-automatic mechanism. The term large capacity weapon shall be a secondary designation and shall apply to a weapon in addition to its primary designation as a firearm, rifle, or shotgun, and shall not include any weapon that was manufactured in or prior to the year 1899. Any weapon that operates by manual, bolt, pump, lever, or slide action. Any weapon that is a single shot weapon. Any weapon that has been modified so as to render it permanent and inoperable. This is standard language in these things. But semi-automatic and capable of accepting or readily be modifiable to accept any detachable large capacity feeding device. If the firearm, let's look at it simply, a Glock 19. It can take a 15-round magazine. It's banned because it can accept a magazine larger than 10 rounds, but it doesn't matter because they're banning everything. Fixed magazine, detachable magazine, doesn't matter. This is the monster that they got coming up behind this. You've got to ask yourself some questions. Let me back out of this. Notice the one common theme through both of these two bills. Well, one is the law and the bill coming up. Nowhere do they actually address criminal activity in a meaningful way. The only thing they got is, we're going to ban, you can't have. Nowhere do they talk about crime and actually holding criminals accountable, because they don't. Don't think that these people are stupid. They're not. They know exactly what they're doing. This has nothing to do with your damn safety. Nothing to do with your safety. Nothing. This is about them and control. Because you think this governor is going to tell her security detail, oh, by the way, you can't have a semi-automatic firearm if they push this thing through. Hell no. She's not giving up her security. These people are not anti-gun. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. They are not anti-gun. They are anti-you having a gun. That's what this is all about. These bills will not prevent gun violence. And guess what they're going to do? When they pass these things through and the violence continues, they're going to turn right around and say, we need to do more. And they're going to try to push something else down the pipe. This thing is, well, not even just this one bill, 2361. 4885 is a violation, is unconstitutional. It's ridiculous what they are doing. Absolutely asinine. But they're not doing it out of ignorance. They know what they're trying to do. They know exactly what they're trying to do. And for those of you who are fortunate enough to live in a state where they, for now, don't do things like this, don't worry, they're coming for you too. Don't think you're safe. Don't think that for a second that this could never happen to you. Okay? You can see the tide turning, unfortunately. God help us with this 2024 election and what's going on. How the Democrats literally ran a coup on the chosen nominee to put up a puppet who didn't win one vote. Don't think it won't happen to you. These people are not about your safety. They are about their control. Period. That's what this is about. I've said it so many times. Gun control has nothing to do with your safety. They are not addressing crime. Why not? Because they use that violence as the emotional fodder to push through trash like this, and the people in the majority buy this garbage. Gun owners in Massachusetts, you need to get together. I've asked this question before. I hope a lawyer will one day tell me. Can people in Massachusetts put together a class action lawsuit to prevent the state from using specifically the defendant's tax money to defend this when it goes to the court? I'd like somebody to tell me if that can be done. Okay? Because remember, they know this is unconstitutional based on Heller, Bruen. They know it's unconstitutional. But they do it anyway. Why? Because it's not their money. They're not going to use their money to defend it. They're using your money. And anyone who brings a lawsuit against it has to use their own money to fight it. So as far as the state's concerned, they have unlimited resources to keep this thing in place. So any lawyers out there, let me know. I'd love to know if we can file a class action lawsuit against the state to prevent them from specifically using tax monies that they collect from us to defend this specific law. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.